Yogi clan, welcome back to Yogi Cycle Service. Stuck behind this NASCAR truck, NASCAR Foundation truck. Isn't that exciting? Today I want to talk to you about this Fuel Moto Power Vision we got running on here. We got the stock head pipe without the catalytic converter on here, and we have, I believe, Vance & Hines fishtails on this bike. That's our setup that we're running with the SNS high flow air cleaner with the teardrop cover, and it looks awesome. I love it. We got the Fuel Moto Power Vision, and you can see it's giving me all kinds of little numbers. I haven't figured out yet what fields I want the settings to be, but it means touchscreen even with gloves. Check this out. So I got these numbers here, but I can gauges, all different kinds of gauges you can reassign values to. I mean, it's like touchscreen, except it's not working with, but as I say that, it's not really touching. So right now I got coolant temperature, fuel economy, engine temperature, speed, and ambient air temperature. It's 48 degrees out. My coolant's currently 147 degrees and the engine's 181 degrees. So that's just preliminary, the variables I chose for those fields. And you can set those variables based upon information from your bike or information from the Dyno, from the Power Vision. So there's probably at least 50 different things to choose from to put in those fields. I just picked this one. I might switch it over to the gauges because, you know, a lot of this information is already on here. You know, I hit my turn signal, the I here, hit that, and it tells me, oh look, it's 48 degrees. Look over here, it's 48 degrees. So I mean, I don't really need this to tell me it twice, and I got the gauges here, so I don't know what to set there. I need to do some more digging and looking to figure it out. But let's talk about this today, share my thoughts on the Dyno Power Vision. Now let's dig on in. But first, I just want to welcome you to Yogi Cycle Service. My name is Yogi. Here at Yogi Cycle Service on this YouTube channel, I try to do all kinds of motorcycle related things. Whether we talk about service, maintenance, product reviews, installs of different products, motorcycle club related stuff, or maybe just Yogi related stuff. And if you like this video, I ask you to do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, surf around my channel, see if there are other videos you like. If you find something you like, hey man, give a brother some love, hit that subscribe button. If you are a returning subscriber, I thank you for stopping back and checking out this video here. So let's talk about this Dyno Power Vision. First thing I will say is I love it. It's pretty darn awesome. So right now I have it running in auto tune mode. So it is mounted to the bike, getting, you know, over the weekend, that video is actually going up today. I took my gas tank off, oh snap, and ran the wire from the plug-in up under my gas tank up here to my handlebars, so I can mount this on my Ram foam mount and play with it for a little while. So I figured I would choose the map, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And then I set it in auto tune mode. So right now it's doing its auto tune thing. Now, will I leave this hard mounted on my handlebars forever? No, probably not, because I mean that's where my phone goes. But while it's running and auto tuning, and while I'm learning about it, I figured I'd leave it mounted there. But when soon I won't leave it on there forever. That's not my goal. I don't really want to do that. Oh, you rascal. Okay. But yeah, I dig it. I really do. So, choosing the map. That's where I kind of struggled. So, my head pipe is a stock head pipe that I've removed the catalytic converter out of. and then put back on the bike. My intake is a S&S high flow air filter, with the teardrop cover, and my exhaust is Vance & Hines fishtails. So none of those options are really, I hope I don't lose my wallet. None of those options are spelled out in any of the options that they give you for maps to choose. So I tried to choose something that I thought was fairly close, and then put it in auto tune to try to dial it in. Now I feel the map is pretty good. The original map, well, this is the original map I chose. The one I chose was a high flow air filter, a 2-into-1-into-2 exhaust with Vance & Hines slash cut mufflers. I figured that would be probably fairly close. So I started off with this map, and it seems good, but it didn't really. So before I put the high airflow air filter on, before I took my stock head pipe off, I just put this on here and chose the map for stock improved. Was the map I chose. And it seemed like it really gave this bike a whole lot of pep. I was like, wow, that really, wow, that made a difference. So I figured by the time I put an air cleaner on here and reprogram it, I'll feel like it'll be even better, you know? So I did that, and then when I changed the map, I didn't feel like it was any better. And it actually didn't feel quite as peppy as it did before. So I was like, well, maybe I don't have the right map. So I chose a map a couple levels down from where I was at, thinking it would add more fuel. Maybe I didn't have enough fuel in there to compensate for dumping a whole lot more air in there. So I ran that map. I went to Iron Saturday, I think it was, and I was showing a buddy, you know, how this works. Is the thing, it reads error codes for you too. I'm like, oh look, it reads error codes. And I hit the button, and darn it, I never saw a check engine light come on, never did. But an error code popped up on there, and it said front cylinder running rich. I was like, huh, well that's interesting. I never saw a check engine light come on, but it's popping an error code of front cylinder running rich. So I went back down to the map that I was originally put on here. So trying to find a map is a little bit of a challenge. What I might do is email Dynojet and tell them exactly what components are on my bike, and that way they can maybe spit me a map back, and it'll be, you know, one or two steps either direction about where I need to be, which is really what I think the map I'm running now currently is. But you know what, hey, they say if you have any questions, email them. I figure I'm just going to email them, since I don't have a Dynojet to put this on, and I don't really feel like paying for a Dynojet to put it. I mean, that's the whole point of the auto tune and picking your map, right? So you don't have to Dynojet if you don't want a Dynojet. Let's face it, I'm not racing this bike, and it's not popping, it's not backfiring, it's not running erratic, it's not giving me any symptoms that it's having any kind of problems, other than that, you know, running that other map saying, hey, you're running too rich. So I got that. So I switched back, put it in auto tune. So I'm thinking I'm pretty close to where I need to be right now. So I'm pretty happy, and the product is pretty awesome. I mean, it is so comprehensive. It's just like, you know, adding basically another computer to your bike, a diagnostic tool to tell you what's going on with your bike. You know, I had no idea about, you know, engine temperature, like that my bike even really tracked that, but I guess it does. And on this screen here, I can look and go, oh yeah, look at that. My coolant's at 133 degrees and my engine temperature's at 181. That's pretty good, because I know my fat boy runs a whole lot hotter than that. Now, granted, it's only 53 degrees out and it's spring, so I'm sure when summer comes and it feels like you're riding in a hairdryer, that will probably be a whole lot different. But for now, I'm pretty happy. So it gives you some really cool information. I guess they're not getting over it. And I haven't really even begun to explore all the different things that you can do with it. For the engine diagnosis, that move this from here to my Fat Boy. I think you can if you buy the program. There's a program you can buy from them that'll unlock that and let you move it from one bike to another. But basically, it's married to this bike. Now, the one cool feature that it does do is if you don't have it hardwired in like I do, if it, you know, just you plug it in, you change your map. Oh, there's Popo. He's on a motorcycle too. What's up, Popo? Chips. Oh, it's not California Highway Patrol. That'd be North Carolina. Oh, another one. Dude, it's a cop, man. Why are you doing 60? Stop staring, rubbernecking. So anyways, you know, if you don't have it hard... Gosh, there's another one. Holy crap. If you don't have it... What is going on? Oh, it's the end of the month. That's what's going on. So if you don't have it hardwired into your bike, technically speaking, I could unplug it from this bike and plug it into a buddy's bike and diagnose his error codes. So from what I understand, you can do that. That's the only way that you can hook this up to another bike and have it be used. You can't use it as a fuel management, so I can't go into his bike and download a map to his bike and suddenly reprogram his ECU. You know, it only works with this bike here. But it will diagnose engine codes on other bikes. So that's kind of a cool feature, one of which I will probably never use since I'd have to take my gas tank off to get the wire out to do that. But, you know, if someday I decide, hey, I don't want this mounted here, and I take it off the bike, then, you know, maybe I'll have that ability. And that's all providing that you have it with you on the bike. And it's not like on the shelf in the garage, you know? But my thoughts are, when I do long trips, I want to have this on long trips. Now, riding to work, commuting to work, or commuting to the grocery store, or whatever it is that you're going, I probably won't use it for that. But, you know, when I ride to DC, when I ride up to New England, when I ride to Oklahoma, or wherever it is I'm going, Florida, Daytona, whatever, Myrtle Beach, I want to be able to have this so I can kind of keep an eye on, yeah. In addition to these gauges here, I can kind of keep an eye on, hey, how's this bike doing? How's this bike performing? That's my thought. So that's kind of what I plan on doing with this. But, you know, it seems like it's taken out, what's the word, like rev limiters or something? Because the other day I hopped on the highway and I was like going up through the gears, and it seemed to stay in the gear a whole lot longer than it used to. Like I was doing 70 on the highway in fourth gear still. I don't think I really used to do that all that much. Maybe it was more like 80 in fourth gear. As I was accelerating, getting up to speed, I was like, wow, this has like more top end than it used to. Did it like unlock whatever rev limiter there was? I don't know. Maybe you know. This is still kind of new to me. We're still learning about this. So there you go, Yogi Clan. There are some of my initial thoughts on a test ride using this device. Dynajet Power Vision. Now, I'm pretty happy with the power commander on the Fat Boy, but this thing blows that away. And I had a buddy who was, you know, debating between this one and the Vance and Hines. I'm like, well, let me show you what this does in comparison to the Vance and Hines. And he's like, oh, wow. He goes, I didn't know it did all that. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty awesome. So he wound up buying it also. I think he's going to put it on his bike some point in time this week. And he also got an SNS intake too, I believe. Stimulus money, stimulating that economy. Yeah, Glenn. Enough of my ramblings. Just know it's a pretty darn good product. I'm going to keep using it. If I find out some more information, I'll post some follow-up videos. If I figure out some negative information, I'll post a follow-up video on that too. I'll keep you informed. As of right now, that's kind of where I stand on it. It's pretty killer. So thank you for joining me. All right, love you guys. Catch you later. Peace.